What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, just very quickly before we hop into the commentary, just want to let you guys know that today I am going to be going ahead and live streaming all of the old school classic Call of Duty games. So if you want to check out games like Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, World at War, and see how these games are holding up modern day, then by all means tune to my live stream. The link to my Twitch channel is down in the description. But today we're going to be discussing Battlefield 2042 and comparing it to Battlefield Mobile. For those who don't know, Battlefield Mobile actually just got into, I believe, a closed access, closed beta form, where individuals are allowed to go ahead and start playtesting this game. Now, I don't think it's released in the US. I forget which countries it's released in. It's only 2 countries, I believe, that are able to, get their hands on this right now. But still, regardless, we now have full access to what this game looks like, how it feels, and what it's all about. And I gotta say, it is a complete, utter embarrassment, the differences between these 2 games. I'm going to show you a clip real quick that I saw over on Reddit, and it goes ahead and showcases the destruction that is in Battlefield Mobile. And let me tell you, it's very sad to see that a mobile game has something like this, but Battlefield 2042 does not. Keep in mind, this right here is a mobile game. It's for a phone. On Battlefield 2042, you do not see this type of destruction. There's only one map in the whole game that actually has large events that you would see back in the day, like Siege of Shanghai, and that's Orbital when it comes to the rocket launch. But that is the only map. Every other map in this game is completely numb, bare bone, with no indications of destruction or any Battlefield vibes. I think the best map when it comes to Battlefield 2042 to see destruction like you see here is Hourglass. And it's extremely weird to say that because, Hourglass is one of the most wide open maps in the whole game. It's a desert. But there's one spot on that map that completely outshines every other map in the whole game, and makes it sort of playable when you do stick yourself into that one situation. And that is the little villages on the outskirts of the map. On Breakthrough, or even on Conquest when you only solely focus on that one area, it is nothing but a joy to go ahead and, fight in between all of those tiny little buildings, or even post up on the outskirts with a sniper rifle, sitting on top of the hillside of the dunes and stuff like that. It's just such a great experience, and the destruction on that side of the map is phenomenal. I mean, you can have a chopper, tanks, anybody fly around, blow up parts and pieces of the building, and adds for very hectic gameplay when you're running around as an infantry. That is the only area in this whole game that I could possibly think of that gives you those intense, only in Battlefield vibes that you get in pretty much every other old school Battlefield game. When I say old school, I mean games like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1. Pretty much any game that came before Battlefield 2042 had more destruction than the tiny bits that we see in 2042. I mean, there are other maps in the game that have destructible areas that can be played around with, but they're very set pieces. Extremely set pieces, and there's very few in between spots. So once you flatten out these set pieces and they're no longer there anymore, or you have to move to a different side of the map because the action is no longer in that specific area, or you push past and break through, now you're in a different portion of the area now. Once any of these things occur, the fun is instantly wiped clean. Because like I said, the rest of the maps are bare bone. Nothing to even be played around with. And I know people are going to say, well, yeah, cool destruction, whatever. It still looks like absolute ass. Well, yeah, it's understandable. It's a freaking mobile game. It's not going to look gorgeous. It's not going to look amazing. It's not going to come anywhere close to the smoothness and the quality of visuals that a console or PC Battlefield title, has their standards set at. Mobile's not going to come anywhere close to that. But graphics aren't always the main reason why games are popular. Call of Duty Mobile is literally one of the most popular Call of Duty games out there. And that's not just because it's a mobile game and it's easier for people to access, but that's just simply because it's a better game. Pretty much every individual that I know personally who plays Call of Duty on the regular, who has tried Call of Duty Mobile, all say that mobile is a 10 times better experience. Just simply because it plays more like Call of Duty. Apparently, these side development teams who make these mobile games know how to make a better main title in the franchise, much better than the actual developers who've been making it for years on top of years on top of years. So Even though the graphics might look a little whack in Battlefield Mobile, that doesn't mean the gameplay is going to be boring. And in my personal opinion, from what I've heard from many other players and from what I've seen, this mobile game is already 10 million times better than Battlefield 2042, and it already completely puts DICE to shame. It just proves that these games aren't impossible to make. This side team, this mobile development team, literally, in order to make this game right here, went back and probably studied all of the OG Battlefield titles. And then literally, as you see here, copied and pasted multiple, popular aspects into a mobile game. That's all you have to do. They have proved that making these new games are not as complicated as the developers make it seem to be. They make it seem like coming up with new concepts and, making a solid game that people are going to enjoy is the hardest thing in the universe, when in reality, like we've all been saying, the community has not, this isn't new. The community has been saying this for every game out there for ages now. Look back and take inspiration from your past games. That's all you have to do. That's literally it. Battlefield 2042 would have been a banger if instead of advertising it like one of the past games, they actually went ahead and put it together like one of the actual games. They spent way too much time, money, and resources to make one of the best looking trailers to completely pull at our nostalgia strings instead of just making that actually happen. It shows that it's more than just development problems when it comes to the overall pictures. Behind the curtains, in all reality, what's hiding is the egos of these individuals. And again, it doesn't really come down to the developers working at DICE. Yes, they do play a role in the whole thing, but what it truly comes down to is the overall management of the game. I am so thankful that the management is now switched over to Vince Impella and Marcus. They are going to do, hopefully, a fantastic job when it comes to making future Battlefield games. But whoever was current management throughout the whole life cycle of Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042, I'm just so happy that they're gone, because truly, they have made some of the stupidest, dumbest decisions I've ever seen in the whole franchise, and their ego is disgusting because they stick with it. Like I said, we got lucky when it came to Battlefield 5 and the cosmetics, but everything else throughout the whole life cycle was a disaster. Constant pointless changes to the game, for example, the time to kill, which completely seriously, you go almost a whole year of learning how to play a game a specific way, and then out of nowhere, they completely change the time to kill. And I'm not saying it was very tiny, unnoticeable change. No, drastic, huge time to kill changes, completely changing the whole playstyle of every individual. They did that midway through the whole life cycle of Battlefield 5. For what purpose? Why? You see, stupid stuff like this makes no logical sense, and then we have to fight with them for months and months on end. It turned into the same situation we're seeing with 2042 and many other games, where instead of just fixing it, they try to alter it. They try to find the medium point instead of just saying, okay, it was a very crappy, shitty idea. Let me go ahead and fix that. I'm going to say it again. If a mobile team can make a solid Battlefield game, then you can make one too. It's not rocket science. You have so many past games to take examples from that are extremely popular till this day. I could play Battlefield 4 right now if I wanted to. From the beginning of the day all the way until 2 a.m. the next, I can literally be finding servers for Battlefield 4. These games are popular for a reason. Why don't they take advantage of it? Ladies and gentlemen, that's really about it. I just wanted to go ahead and showcase off that video clip that I saw over on Reddit, because it just blew my mind to go ahead and see that the developers who are working on this mobile game, I need to look them up again because I keep forgetting who is actually working on Battlefield Mobile, but whoever they are, the fact that they know how to do destruction better than DICE does is insulting. And again, it is running, on a mobile phone, so it's easier probably to go ahead and code this stuff up compared to using the fancy engine that they use for Battlefield 2042. But still, the better technology means better events. DICE is not an unexperienced team. They know exactly what they're doing. And yes, a lot of them left, but they did hire new talent, and they still have management. It's just management's bad, I guess. At the end of the day, there's no excuse for what they did. The graphics and the events and the destruction should have been literally 10 times better than everything we've seen in the past, especially since they advertised it as next gen. How could it be next gen when it has less destruction and less massive events than all of your past titles? It's not next gen. It's a pointless introduction into the franchise. It's pulling a hardline right now. As much as I love hardline didn't have enough to differentiate it from its past games like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. It honestly just felt like a Battlefield 4 clone reskinned to be cops and crooks. But Battlefield 4 to Battlefield 1, massive differences. Battlefield 1 to Battlefield 5, pretty huge differences. And then Battlefield 2042, it doesn't even feel like any differences. It doesn't feel like a clone of any game that I played in the past. It literally feels like an Apex Legends COD clone with a horrible Battlefield twist. They flopped every possible way. There's no return for Battlefield 2042 at this point. We can only look forward to the future if they can even do anything good with that. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like button. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, if you want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have a Twitter and a Discord. Both those links in the down description. And also, if you want to catch me live streams of video games, go over on Twitch. Link that is in the description as well. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.